Let's see. And this weekend I did watch The Amazing Digital Circus, like that. You know, that last episode in theaters. The downside is that Cinemex, they got like the sole rights to distribute it. See, and they only wanted to show it in Spanish. Like I have like pretty basic Spanish. Like I could hold a conversation and talk with people here, but some things could be lost on me, especially if watching a movie. Like the characters were crying at one point, and or I just didn't understand what they said, so I was a little lost. Especially when they were crying, I'm just like, are they that unintelligible, or is it just me lacking in Spanish? Before I talk about what I think about it, an interesting thing happened when I got out of the theater. We're walking like down the hallway, the narrow hallway. Oh yeah, but by the way, as far as I've seen, when I walk into any Cinemexes, they all kind of suck. Like they're pretty run down. Like I don't know, dude. They run at like minimal cost, I guess. And yeah, I mean, I already didn't like being there. I was hoping to get like a digital circus popcorn bucket. I've never bought a popcorn bucket in my life, and I was like, well, I'll have a cool one, and I could put my popcorn in it at home. But no, they didn't have any. They only had cups. But I'm just like, meh. I do not care for those. Why do I want a plastic cup? I already have my fucking Stanley Cup ripoff right here from Walmart. When I went into the bathrooms, like none of them had toilet seats. That's such a common thing here in Mexico. I don't understand. I guess once they break, they just don't fix them. Like in the US, like there is definitely higher standards in bathrooms. But yeah, I'm just like setting the stage to what happens when we walked out of our theater. No, we're like talking about it. We're off the high of the finale. And I hear people talking. Okay, the first thing I see is a bunch of blue. I thought it was liquid. Sorry, my cat's moving around on the desk. There you go. Yeah, a bunch of liquid on the blue liquid. I thought it was liquid, and there was like footprints there, right? But no, apparently it's like powder, but I don't know. So everyone was just like, what the fuck? And it led like all the okay, and then the closer we got to like the entrance where the desk is and all the popcorn and stuff, the food, like we saw smoke. Like the air was just getting smokier. I don't know. People were joking like, "Lol, what's this blue shit from? Like, what movie is this for?" Which is funny because they're not gonna do anything special in this rundown ass theater. But once we got to the front, we could kind of figure out what had happened, because all the smoke, and it's kind of funny how the whole entrance floor was just covered in that blue shit. Like I'm surprised, like I didn't slide or something. So what was that on the floor, you ask? Well, uh, if I'll give you a chance to guess, the powder. Oh yeah, no, that's like a flame retardant. Yeah, like they fucking sprayed that shit everywhere. Cause, okay, see, my boyfriend was telling me like, oh, I don't think there was a fire. Like, no alarms went off. Yeah, okay, no alarms went off. So like, oh, so nothing must not have burnt. But I'm just like, I don't think they use flame retardant for smoke. That seems very minor. Well, then again, if it's an electrical thing, yeah, but it was everywhere. Like it led to the hallway where the theater rooms are, and up to the front. Like that is way too much. So I think it was a fire. And the sus thing about that is that even with just smoke, like smoke alarms are supposed to go off, and none did. So my theory is that they don't have any working smoke alarms. So basically, while we were watching like the amazing digital circus, like there was a whole ass fire going on in the, I guess it's called the concession stand, just where all the food is, and well, no, and where you buy the tickets, yeah. So I don't know, it's kind of funny but kind of horrifying. Like the fire could have reached us while we were in there. Yeah, exactly. And it's old, and I mean, it's Mexico. Like they might not have very strict laws if it's an old building. I'm sure with new buildings it's a thing. And like they use the flame retardant. Well, of course they'd use it actually. I was gonna say maybe they don't have sprinklers. I am like 90% sure they don't have sprinklers, but to be honest, would that really help with like electric fire? Yeah, so maybe that's why they don't have sprinklers. But yeah, I was just joking how like we would have never made it out of the circus either. We'll be stuck in the digital circus screening room. But yeah, that was just like really unexpected. But yeah, honestly, I find that just really concerning because it's an old building. I wonder what their fire safety codes are. I always just think of fires that happen and like people can't escape on time because they don't have any fire alarms. I think a pretty well-known one is called the Station nightclub fire. There was one that happened recently, but where was it? I don't know. It was like at a ski lodge. It was like a bar or something. And yeah, the fire started. They were putting these little like, oh, what are they called? Like on these bottles there's these little like cracklers, you know, tiny little firework thingy. Yeah, and like these women were like on top of these guys and like, you know, they lit those up. And of course they went on the roof, you know, the roof was so low and everyone just did not give a fuck. Like they just started dancing around the fire. Like, what is wrong with you? Where is your sense of self-preservation? But yeah, people did die. I think I didn't keep up much of, you know, what happened there. I wonder if that place got shut down. But yeah, well, good thing the fire was handled. Definitely bad timing, and it's one of their like biggest movies at the moment. Like y'all got so many people in there right now. I got like the bottom of my shoes have this like blue tint to them. Glad I didn't have to run for the exit.